Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bettina and I'm the makeup enthusiast. In today's video, I am bringing you part 2 of my empties for the first 6 months of the year. So I have everything in here that I used up, and I also have a few bits and pieces that I used up while I was overseas. I wrote them down, took photos of the packaging, but I wasn't bringing trash back with me in my bag. I was already overweight. There's no way I was bringing back empty packets, so I will mention them as well as we go through. But here we have some empties as well. There's not as much as there usually is in my empties, but if you do love watching empties videos and seeing reviews of products once they've been completely used up, then stay tuned. But before we get into the video, if you are new around here and you love watching empties videos or project planning videos, any other beauty related content, then make sure you subscribe down below. And without further ado, let's jump on into the video. We might go through what's in the basket and then we'll finish up with the products that I finished up on my trip while I was in America. First up is a product from Lush. This is the Orange Shower Scrub. Now, I really like the smell of this. The smell is like so juicy and citrusy. I love the smell of it. Not a great lover of the texture of this, especially if you're unlucky and you get any like kind of water getting into the product. It really like waters down the grit of the salt in the scrub, and it kind of goes a little bit like, I don't know, almost like goopy, but not in a good way. Almost like, I don't know how to describe it, but I don't love how the product gets once it's kind of watered down. You've got to be really careful and not get any water in the packaging, because next time you go in, it's like zero scrub. It's just basically like a really thick, goopy shower gel, and I didn't buy it for that. I brought it for the scrub. So I probably wouldn't repurchase this one again. When I purchased it, I was tossing up between this one and I think it's like the Ocean Scrub or something like that. The Ocean Scrub is a lot drier in consistency, whereas this one has a lot of like oils. It's also got like almost that shower gel with it. Whereas the other one that I was tossing it up with it's more of like that dry, almost sand-like texture. Next we have the Kevin Murphy Angel Wash. I think this is like the 3rd or 4th bottle of this that I have gone through. I do really like this for my fine hair. It is color safe. I love the smell, love the texture, consistency, love the way it cleans my hair. After I finished this one, I did decide to try a different brand, one that was a little bit easier for me to get my hands on. It didn't require me going to like a salon or making an Adore Beauty order. I regret that decision. So I'm either going to go back to this one, or if I do decide to go back to the hairdresser again, I will go with whatever they recommend, if that makes sense. So I'm going to work my way through the shampoo and conditioner that I currently have. Once I get through that, I'm going to weigh up my decisions. I have here the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. I didn't mind this one, however, it has definitely got to the point where it is completely dry. And also I found that kind of like halfway through using this, the brush tip on the applicator, it was nowhere near as precise as what it was when I first opened it. I got this as a sample, I think in a Mecca Beauty Loop or something like that. So I wouldn't repurchase this. I just don't really go out of my way to purchase waterproof makeup. I've just never really been all that interested in buying or using waterproof makeup. So I wouldn't pick this one up. Plus there's other eyeliners that I have used in the past and I have in my collection at the moment that far outweigh this one. Impressed me a lot more. I like a liquid eyeliner that has a really fine tip, and that doesn't quite cut it for me. The Tarte Pack Your Bags Under Eye Rescue Patches. This was just a single use of these under eye patches, so I can't really comment all that much on how effective they were, but I guess in terms of like cooling, hydrating, they did all right, but I wouldn't repurchase it. Makeup Cosmetica Hydro Gel Eye Mask. Again, I only got one use out of this. I think, used this maybe like 2 or 3 times in the past. I've gotten these single-use sachets in previous Mecca beauty loops. It's a nice eye mask. I personally don't love these single-use individually wrapped sheet masks or under eye masks, anything like that. I don't mind the mechanism of the under eye hydrogels. I've got like a tub of them and I much prefer that kind of delivery system as opposed to these single-use individually wrapped. These are great when you're traveling or like if you're going away, anything like that. But if you're just at home, the tubs are way better. Much better for the environment as well, I think. Pureology Strength Cure shampoo and conditioner. This is like a little duo sample set. These always last me a decent amount of time when I have them, so I like to give them a try and use them, but I didn't really find it did any miracles for my hair. I don't mind Pureology as a brand. I have gone through like a couple of their shampoos in the past, but that one it doesn't really change my hair all that much. NARS Soft Matte Concealer in Vanilla. I actually really quite like this concealer. I used it as like a spot concealer. I know they've since brought out, I think, new colors and a range that has different undertones, I believe. So I definitely would be interested in checking this one out for a better color match, because I don't think the color match was 100% perfect for me, especially if I'm using it to spot treat. But I would like to check out the new range. I might potentially consider picking this up in the future. I just know this tiny little, like I only got a really small amount of product with the sample, and the sample lasted me ages, especially because I was only using it as like a little coverage concealer. It lasted me like forever, so maybe I'll just ask for another little sample and keep it in my drawer for spot concealing when I need it. Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask in Gummy Bear. I think Gummy Bear might be my new favorite scent in this range. I absolutely adored Gummy Bear. It is empty. I have since repurchased, or I have since purchased the Mecca Lip Delicious Lip Mask as opposed to replacing this one. I really like the Mecca one and it's easier to access, but I just can't go past Laneige. I think it's a perfect lip sleeping mask, perfect overnight lip mask for me, and Gummy Bear is just to die for. So I think the benefit of the Laneige is, I think they're quite comparable in price. I'm interested to see how long the Mecca one lasts me, so I'm going to gauge that. The Laneige tubs normally last me almost like an entire year, the big ones. So I think price-wise, they're basically like comparable. I think size-wise, I'm not quite sure how much product is in the Mecca one. I'm going to gauge how long the Mecca one lasts me. If the Laneige lasts me longer, I will definitely pick this one up again. I do love the Gummy Bear. The Gummy Bear is so good. So now that I see that packaging, I'm like, oof. That was so good, so I might need to just repurchase it. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. I love this powder. I actually use this compact to repress a blush, but the powder itself is amazing. I think I'm going to keep this compact though for future product repressing frankening. I have since repurchased this one. I've got it in my drawer at the moment and I always take it like in my bag for touch-ups if I am going out to like a wedding or like a special event where I feel like I might need a touch-up. I don't ordinarily take powders with me for touch-ups, but when I'm going to like a wedding or somewhere really nice, I'll take it with me then. But the packaging since this one has been updated to include like a little hole on the back so you can pop the pans out, and now the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powders come with refillable pans, so you can just order the pans from Charlotte Tilbury, pop out your old pan, put the new one in, and you're good to go again. So you don't have to re-buy the compact every time now. I think you can if you want to, but there is the option of going the other packaging, which has the little needle hole in the back and you just pop the pan out, which I freaking love. I was begging and pleading with Charlotte Tilbury for years to make the flawless finish in a refillable packaging, and they finally did it. I think they did it last year. So if you are interested now, the packaging, the compact, you can pop the pan out and refill it, which bonus points from me. I've got two little pencil products here. The first one is, I believe it was called, now I can't even get it out. This was the LH Cosmetics Orvea Flash eyeliner. It was like a kind of metallic-y brown color. I really liked the color. I have a lot of eyeliners in my collection, so I'm just like slowly trying to work my way through them. In terms of, I guess, staying power, the LH Cosmetics ones, in my opinion, aren't the best, but it is nice to have like just a pencil colored range that you can like swipe on and go. Yeah, you can use them as well. I know Linda Harberry on her like Instagram page and everything, she uses them as eyeshadow bases, smudging and all of that. So they are kind of like multi-purpose eye sticks if you want to go down that route as well. But I just use this as an eyeliner and I used it up in my Partners in Cream. Then we have my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. This was the mini size. I bloody love this, and I love it so much that I purchased the full size. So I have a replacement already in my collection. To me, this is just like my perfect My Lips but better color. I pair this with the matching lipstick and I love it. It's one of my favorite everyday easy nude lipsticks. It's just that your lips but better look, and it just makes your lips look a lot healthier, nicer, smoother when I use those ones. And it's a lot easier as well. I've got two samples. I think these were the last two samples on my card from this foundation. It was the Big Easy by Benefit. This is the light and the light medium. I think that was the last two from the card. I don't even think that you can purchase that foundation anymore. So I'm glad that I finally managed to get the sample complete. Benigma, this is like a face cream. I think I ended up using this like on my elbows because it had gone really thick. It was almost like a salve, like a balm product. So I just used it on my elbows to get it used up. We have two complexion products here. I've got the Jouer High Coverage Concealer in Wheat and the Jouer High Coverage Foundation in Biscuit. I think these are probably, for my liking, probably a little bit too full coverage. I, at the moment, am enjoying like medium coverage. I might build it up a little bit when I want something a little bit more flawless, but at the moment for like everyday makeup, I'm enjoying more of a lighter coverage or something that gives me more coverage but doesn't feel heavy on the skin. I felt like these made my foundation feel really heavy. It just felt like it was weighing me down, caking me up, and it just felt really heavy on the skin, so I wouldn't purchase either of these ones. I've got a little sample here from Sawasu. This is the Essential Firming Cream EX. I got this as a sample with one of the presents that I got from hubby for Christmas. He got me a refill of my cleansing oil from Shu Uemura, and it came with like a little Sawasu set. This was a nice cream, but I know Sawasu is redonkulously expensive, so I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase this because I just can't justify it for just like a facial moisturizer. Viviology Vitamin C Serum. This is a brand that was created by a skincare specialist, an Australian skincare specialist. I believe it was in collaboration with Adore Beauty. I'm not sure whether it's it's sold exclusively on Adore Beauty. I'm not sure whether Adore Beauty is like an investor in it or like how much they have to do with it. I know Adore Beauty do have their own skincare line now, but this is made by, what's his name? James. I think it's James Vivian. Is it James Vivian? He's essentially like the owner, founder of the brand First of all, this vitamin C lasted me an eternity. I would just use one pump of it every day and it would be enough to cover my face. I started using this, I think in like January or February, and I used it basically every day. There might have been like some weekend days that I didn't use it, and I only just managed to finish it. I think it was like the last week of June. So it lasted an eternity, and it's only I think about like $80 for this 30 ml bottle. So it is pricey, but when you compare that to how much usage or how long it lasts you, I think it's a fair price. However, I don't think I would, I wouldn't purchase this. I've had better success from other vitamin C's. Granted, a lot more expensive, but I think more effective. And the older I'm getting, the more I'm realizing that I'm kind of happy to pay a little bit more if I can see results. So I think that I will, I've since purchased a new vitamin C from Kiehl's. I'm currently using that and enjoying it. But my ultimate favorite is the SkinCeuticals Silymarin vitamin C. Oh man, that stuff is like liquid gold, but it's like $200 a bottle. So it's expensive liquid gold. I've only got 3 more products in here. I've got another diptyque candle. This was from the Christmas collection. I really like diptyque candles. They're one of my favorite candles now, since Glasshouse went down the gurgler in terms of their Centro. Their Centro now is just like really shit. So I don't know if it's improved since they switched from normal wax to soy wax, and I know they were getting a shit ton of negative reviews. So I don't know if they've improved the formula since getting all of those negative reviews. But diptyque, oh my gosh, the Centro is so good. Even on these small candles is so good. I definitely would consider getting, actually, scratch that. I will be purchasing the Christmas set again from diptyque. I have purchased it for the last 2 years and I have not regretted it, so I'm gonna purchase it again this year. So they are expensive candles, but I find they last me a really long amount of time, and like I only just recently finished up the set, so I think it's pretty good value. Last but not least, I have 2 blushes to share with you. I'm as shocked as you are. So I managed to finish up the NYX blush in Angel in my team project pan. I was working on this for most of this year, and this is the blush that I actually repressed into the Charlotte Tilbury packaging for the last bit of it, because the pan on these, like it's got raised sections and it's square, and oh, it was a nightmare to pan. And I kept getting I kept hitting pan in like all of these random spots around the actual pan, and it was getting annoying because it would flake and all of that. So I just decided to repress it, and I much enjoyed it. I enjoyed it much better once I repressed it. I really like this color. It's like a really easy to wear color. Like you basically can't go overboard with it just because it's so easy. It is really nice, flattering. It's luminous, like it does have some luminosity to it, so it gives you that like nice glowy natural look. You can't really go overboard with it as well, and I found it quite easy. Like once I already had pan in it once I rolled it into the team project pan, and I think that just made it so much easier to finish it up. So if you do have this in your collection, maybe grab it out and give it a go, because I found this super easy to wear and super easy to work through. Ordinarily blushes take me an eternity to get through, but I found myself flying through that one. And last but not least, speaking of blushes taking an eternity, this is the Becca Beach Tint in Watermelon Moonstone. This one took an absolute eternity. This was a cream blush. I had been working on this one in my Partners in Cream for like as long as I can remember, and I finally managed to get it done. I think last year, I think at the end of the year, I was working on this full time. The year before, it might have just been usage goals. this year was working on it full time until I got it finished, and I'm so glad I finally got it finished. It was actually a really nice product. Like once I figured out how to use it, once I actually started using it, then I realized how much I liked it and how beautiful it was on the skin. If you have this in your collection, grab it out and give it a try, because she's gorge when you actually use it. It's like a nice color and you can blend it in and it just looks nice and glowy on the skin. I'm loving glowy blushes at the moment. I don't know what it is. I didn't think that I would get back on the glowy blush bandwagon, but I am loving glowy blushes at the moment. So that's everything that I used. I think there was a few bits and pieces that I used once I returned from our trip, but most of it was before our trip. So basically basically April, like the first half of April, or we left on like the 29th of April. So basically the month of April was those products. Then while we were overseas, I did also use up, I guess, quite a number of products, because I was taking products, I took products from like my skincare collection that I knew that I would probably end up finishing while I was away, or that had enough product in it to last me while I was away. And then by the time I came back, like I would need to refill or stuff like that. So I did finish up my tub of the Kiehl's oil-free gel cream. That was my like larger size tub. When I left, I think there was like maybe a quarter left. So I planned it that I would finish it while I was away and not bring back the empty packaging. I used up a Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Bum Bum scrub. That was just a little sample size. I got through 2 of the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum body washes. Those were the moisturizing body washes, just in the mini size. Now one of them I managed to use up, I think it was last year, and I refilled with just body wash from home, but I never included it in my empties. And the other one was one that I got from the Christmas set. So one actually had Bum Bum in it. The other one had Bum Bum in it that had refilled shower gel from home, but I previously had used it up and not counted it. I also used up a full size of the Bum Bum cream while I was away. I purchased that, I think, just before I left, took it away with me and finished it in the 2 months that I was away. I also used up my Bumble and Bumble Invisible Oil Primer. That was a product that I had in my Team Project pan. I got through a lip product, not while I was over there, but I took it with me, thinking that there might be a chance that I could finish it up while I was away. That was my Kosas Wet Lip Oil in Unbuttoned. I'm actually missing that product now. So I think if they come out with the trio set or the duo set at Christmas time this year, I think I might pick it up. I'm gonna try and get my hands on it. I finished up my deluxe sample size of the Dermalist Ultra Smoothing Facial Exfoliant. That was a sample that I got from Adore Beauty for attending one of their like online masterclasses. I actually really liked that product. The scrub particles on that exfoliant, oh my gosh, they're like a dream. They're super fine, like super scrubby. Oh, so good. I really liked that facial scrub. Went through a sample of the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. So easy to go through, so easy to get those samples, but got through one of the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Creams. And then last but not least, I used up one of the Mary Kay mask pods that I had, Lady Serenity. I think it was like one of the calming face masks or something like that. I think that was my second last Mary Kay face mask. I think I might have one more left. And then there's only like 1 or 2 more Mary Kay products left in my collection, I think. So that was my empties for my part 2 empties for the first half of the year. So March through to June is this empties. If you haven't already, make sure you check in part 1 of my half year of empties, being January to March. That's already been posted. I'll leave a link up in the corner so you don't miss out on checking out that video. I think in that video it was like over $1,000 worth of product, so make sure you go check that out. I will leave on the screen the value of these products. It probably won't be anywhere near as much as the first quarter of the year, but I'm sure it will still be up there. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe down below so you can keep up to date on all my future videos. That's it for this video, beautiful. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. I hope that you are staying safe, healthy, and looking after yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, beautiful.